Well, hello and welcome back, or if it's your first time here, my name's Vanessa Lee. Hi. Today we are going to be talking about philodendrons and this whole myth that's going around that they are easygoing plants. Are they easygoing? I don't know. If you've only just bought yourself a philodendron, then you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, it grows so quickly and I don't have to water it so often. It's fantastic. And for those two reasons, most definitely they are amazing plants. It's an amazing genus or species. I do have several philodendrons, which I will be showing you whilst talking through some of the problems that you will come across after maybe owning your plant for, I would say, the first year you can breeze through without having some issues. But the longer you have this plant, the more you're going to realize that they're just not quite the housemate you thought they were going to be. They are high maintenance. I'm sorry, but let me just show you what I'm talking about. And I'll talk you through what kind of lighting I'm giving them, the humidity in the room, how often I'm watering them, and also the type of soil that they prefer. But I think it would be just nice to actually have a look at some foliage. So let me flip the camera around and show you some of my philodendrons. So starting on this side of the room, I have maybe 4 philodendrons over here, and they're all under grow lights because it's a very dark area. The sun doesn't really hit this part of the room. The first plant I want to talk about is my Florida Ghost, my Philodendron Florida Ghost. I don't know why I always get tongue-tied with this plant. There's actually 2 plants in the pot. So this really long one was a cutting that I got from a friend. And then you can see there's a smaller one at the bottom there. And I've actually been growing this from a pup. I'll put the photograph on the side so that you can see it. Yeah, she was tiny when I first got it, and 2 years later, I think it's actually a little bit over 2 years, this is the size of plant that I've got. Now, it's a Florida Ghost. It should have white leaves. This one did actually come out very pale, and then I put it in my bedroom, which has a northwest facing window. It did not like that, but I was just running out of space, to be honest. I love this little ghosty leaf. Very cute, little upside down ghost. There we go, we can see one there, like Casper. But yeah, all the leaves have gone back to green. The new one that's coming is looking very pale. Try and get in there. Yeah, it looks like it's going to come out pale, and it'll probably stay like that for, yeah, it'll probably stay that way for maybe a week. And then it will just slowly start going to green. So I haven't quite figured out the lighting, but I have heard that the more mature the plant gets, then the white kind of stays around a little longer. And I mean, I don't even have kind of minty looking leaves. They're all completely green. But I did put this in low light, so that's on me. Now, as I'm touching the plant, I'm getting this kind of sticky sap. That is called Extra Floral Nectarine, and you'll be able to see it. This one is just full of it. Oh my gosh, look, you can see it here. Can you see that globule? It's very glue-like. There we go. Now that stuff, if you don't clean it off, you might find yourself with an invasion of ants, because that is what the sticky sap is going to attract. And I do not like having ants in my home. So I'm having to clean this plant. I know I probably do it once a month. And really, I think if you really love your philodendrons and you really want to like keep them in the optimum health, you'll be washing this plant once a week to get this sticky stuff off, especially in the summer. Like, I noticed that there's a lot more happening in the summer. And with the Florida Ghost, that's kind of the extreme of the problem when it comes to the sticky sap. But I'm going to show you another plant. Well, one last thing I want to say about this plant is it is a hybrid, the Florida Ghost, and its two parent plants are Philodendron pedatum and Philodendron squariferum. So like the petioles of the squariferum are really fluffy, very similar to the plant that I'm going to show you next. But as you can see on the stem here, it's kind of in between a fuzzy petiole and the petiole of the other parent, which is pedatum. So this one, my fuzzy petiole, you can see the damage on the leaf. So the sticky sap generally is on the underside, and actually you can see some right there. And then with the light, it has caused this kind of freckling, which is not that attractive. I mean, from a distance it looks fine, but like a lot of philodendrons, from a distance they look fantastic. But when you get up close, not so cute. Let me see if I can drag this baby out from here. I have this one literally just growing on a sphagnum moss pole. You can see all the roots there in the back. It does really love the moss. And then I just put some lacquer balls there at the bottom to keep it nice and stable. And this is the latest leaf, which you can see already has some sap build up and damage, which is very unfortunate, but it's such a pretty little plant. Let me show you its fuzzies. There's that fuzzy petiole. So cute. Super fuzzy. So that's that dude. This one is actually in a chunky aeroid mix. Most of my philodendrons are in the same kind of situation. And I do have a video on how I mix up my aeroid mix, but you can get pre-made mixes. I've also got this one, which has the most unusual name. It's a Philodendron atoboppenensia. I think I've said it right, but I will write the name up. This is a gorgeous plant, and actually this was given to me. Let me put you here in the light, baby. Yeah, this one was given to me by a friend, a cutting. Her plant was huge, but unfortunately she ended up having to chop the whole thing up because of thrips. Which brings me into the next thing about philodendrons. Out of all the plants I have in my home, and I've got all different types of species, the philodendrons are the pest magnets. This particular plant hasn't had any pests. Check out this gorgeous leaf. These leaves can get really long, and I'm really looking forward to that. And apparently, if I want to see some length, then I need to put it onto a moss pole. So like a lot of philodendrons, especially the climbers, well, mostly the climbers, will need some sort of support. And I think it would definitely benefit from that. The other thing I absolutely love about this plant, apart from the long leaf, is, now I'm spinning it around because I don't want to snap a leaf, is the red back. Look at that burgundy. You can also see the sticky sap. Yeah, they're all sticky. I'm going to be having to wash my hands after this. Definitely not the kind of plant that you want to be like handling too much. And you can see the mix is very chunky, and that's what they like. And I'm probably watering these every 10 days in the winter, maybe every 2 weeks. But yeah, they are low maintenance when it comes to watering, but you do need to clean these leaves. I'm quite a lazy plant mum, I must say. Like, I don't wash them down often enough. Luckily with this one, again, the leaf is quite thick, so not really getting those burn marks on the leaves. but it is proper sticky, and I really don't want to encourage ants into my home. But yeah, she's a pretty one. So I also have a philodendron lemon line. So this was much bigger, and I think I will put a photo or some footage on the side there. One of my favorite trailing philodendrons. Absolutely love this. Look, even got like a little bit of variegation on that leaf, but check out this funky looking weird leaf. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that looks like it's, oh, I think that's dirt more than a pest, but that looks like it might have some sort of pest. I've been going through struggles. I took a little cutting of the leaves that didn't seem damaged from blight. So I had a really large version of this plant. It lived in the hallway, and the hallway gets really cold, and it had lived out there the winter before and survived quite nicely, but I don't know, it was that winter just took it. And I don't know if I can show you what happens to the leaves when that does happen. When they get kind of frostbite almost. I can't really see it on these leaves. Maybe a little bit on this one. Not so much on this one. Let me show you another one. So I also have the Philodendron Brazil. Here we go. Also in a nice chunky aeroid mix. Actually, the leaves aren't looking too bad. They're actually looking okay. I did pluck off some, so I think I got rid of the worst. Hopefully this one is going to kick in and start trailing for me. I mean, obviously it's a very small cutting, but to be honest, I don't really have space for a super large hanging philodendron. But I would like to, I would definitely love to have, especially the lemon lime, one of my favorites. I would love to get that nice big and bushy again and trailing. Okay, so that's those guys. So yeah, this one is on its moss pole. It is a climber, another climber, also a climber here, and I have, I think, one more climber that I want to show you. So over here is one of my favorite philodendrons, which is my Philodendron Splendid. This is actually a cutting from my main plant. I'll put a photograph on the side. This plant, oh my gosh, during the summer it grows like a beast. This will be double the size, and I've had to chop it, I would say 2 or 3 times now. This one actually is the only philodendron that I have in lacquer, but most of its roots are actually in this moss pole because it was a top cut. So I think you can kind of see them a little bit. I don't think this plant actually is enjoying the lacquer, so I think I will change this to a chunky aeroid mix. Now this one, actually, you know what, I am going to have to show you the bigger one. Oh no, I can see it here. With this leaf, it is a velvet leaf. It is quite, it's not as thick as the Florida Ghost or the Atta Bopanensia. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, so with this plant, you can really see the damage from the EFNs, Extra Floral Nectaries, and that's what that is. It can tend to look like spider mite or some other kind of pest damage, so you need to be careful that you're actually looking at the right thing, especially with the velvet leaf, because they do not seem to like, they don't react too well to a chemical spray, pest control, or yeah, pesty stuff. They don't react well to the pest control at all. When you spray the leaves, I think the most that they can handle is some neem oil, and I do not like the smell of neem, although I do use it. This leaf, unfortunately, I was doing my laundry and I was shaking out a shirt and it just whipped this leaf, which is so annoying because it had just emerged and it's now stomped its growth a little bit. So she's super damaged, but that was all me. That was all me. The larger one that I have of this plant is currently in my bedroom actually, because it has thrips. So it's being banished. This plant is also a hybrid. The parent plants are Melanochrysum and Verrucosum. So the Verrucosum, if you haven't seen it, it has beautiful red backs to the leaves, and so that's what the Splendid has inherited. And then the Melanochrysum obviously being known for its long heart-shaped leaf. And I just think from those two plants that I absolutely adore, both of them, the Splendid gives me that all-in-one plant. And the Splendid apparently isn't as pesty as its parents, which is good because I've had the Melanochrysum. Oh my goodness, that plant is a pest magnet. She is beautiful, but very pesty. So those are the things that I'm having to deal with, especially with the Splendid. So there she is. Okay, the last philodendron that I have that I'm going to show you is my Philodendron gloriosum. This one is a crawler and the only crawler that I have. I have had other crawling philodendrons, but they are a pain. And the reason why they're a pain is because you're constantly repotting them because they're fast growing, number one. Number two, they have to be crawling. So you need to have a pot. I have mine in this kind of plastic Tupperware thing. It's like to store sugar or something. And it's also living in pon. Now the reason why I put it in pon was because it kept getting pests, and I don't know, I just, for some reason in my head I was like, maybe it'll get less pests being in pon, and to be honest, it has actually been a lot better behaved. It's not been so thrippy, but it does get spider mite. This one I've actually grew from a pup as well. I bought it around the same time as the Florida Ghost, so they're roughly the same age. She is behaving much better, but oh my gosh, we started with a very, very small baby. I'll put it on the side so you can see them close together. She was tiny, tiny, tiny. So I was extremely patient. But yeah, you're probably wondering why there's this massive space here. And the other problem that I have, and I've tried all the tricks, so when it's grown out of its pot and you want to like propagate it or chop it so that you can maybe keep it in the same size pot, or maybe some of the leaves have died off. In my experience, that little bare bit at the bottom, if you try and chop it next to the next plant, next leaf, those leaves will just, it'll take two, it'll just, I don't know why, but two leaves will croak it, they'll kick the bucket. So I am not going to make that mistake anymore. I'm just going to leave that long bit of the stem there. And yeah, I'm just going to have to try and find a larger pot. We've got a new leaf coming, which actually, once one leaf has come out, that was its latest leaf. As soon as one's popped out, pretty much the next one's growing. So again, I'm constantly repotting. It's a lot of effort. She is lucky, or he is lucky, that I love it so much. And we have been on a very long journey together, but yeah, she's going to be staying for now. For now, she's being good. So I just quickly want to go over the lighting. So up here I do have some plant lights, but as you can see right now, they do get natural sunlight as well. This philodendron is a crawler, so it prefers lower lighting, definitely. So On this side, it doesn't get a lot of sunlight. It's pretty much getting what it would in its natural habitat, which is, you know, dappled lighting. A little bit of dappled lighting. And again, I'm watering it exactly the same way as I would the others. I still wait for its substrate to be pretty much dry before watering again. This splendid, not only does it get light from the skylight there, but it also gets from this skylight. Yes. Oh, let me take you to my bedroom actually, or maybe I'll drag the plant into my hallway so you can have a look at it there, because the bedroom's quite dark. So when you look at it from a distance, it looks all right. But when you get up close, you start seeing the damage. I mean, this one at the moment has, I think, thrips and spider mite, because it's also looking quite dusty, even though it has been in the shower. Look how big these leaves are. Oh, look at this one. So I sprayed it with this product, Provonto, which is very hardcore. It gets rid of thrips, but it's damaged the leaf. It's not happy. I really do need to wash my hands after this. But yeah, you can really see the Extra Floral Nectarine here, the damage. And you can see it there on the back as well. So I might end up having to chop this plant up. So I did actually chop this plant. So you saw a little cutting earlier just now. And where I chopped it was right there. And then this new stem, actually let me spin you round. Now you can see it. So like this new stem kind of grew out. Very easy to propagate actually. All philodendrons are very easy. So if I were to cut this plant again, I would probably cut it here. And then right there, you can see the next growth point underneath this sheath here. But yeah, you can see that little bump. That's where the next shoot would come out from. And this is its latest new leaf. It'll be interesting to see if it's going to size up. Like if it got to about this size. It's unlikely because it's fighting thrips right now and possibly spider mite. Yeah, that's my other splendid, which, yeah, keep your eyes peeled because I will be chopping this one up very, yeah, I'll be chopping this one up very soon. So yeah, now you know. Now you know. If you are happy to wash your plants, like literally take them in the shower and spray them down. I have tried wiping off the Extra Floral Nectarines with just a wet cloth. It's not enough. It's not enough. The only way I can do it is by putting them in a shower. They do really love going in the shower. But as you can see, I'm not doing it often enough to stop the damage. Or if you're fine with having the damage, then go ahead, buy all the philodendrons. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention that they're actually not as low maintenance as people have been saying. And yeah, I don't know if people really tell you the truth about these plants. You know, not only do you have the damage, the sticky damage, but you also might have ants running around your house. I did actually have one summer where I had lots of philodendrons. When I first started growing plants, oh my gosh, I was obsessed with philodendrons because I just wanted big plants, you know. I wanted them to grow fast. I wanted to see every day that there was something happening. And whilst that was really fun, as you can see, I've had to get rid of a lot of my philodendrons because you need to give them TLC. They need that extra care. They do need to be washed down, and if it's not for that sticky sap, if it's not for that reason, then you'll definitely be doing it because of the pests. And I don't know anyone that's had philodendrons for more than a year that hasn't experienced pests with their plants. And yeah, but the ones that I have, I love them dearly. I've had them for many years, and they'll probably stick around as long as they, you know, don't croak it, because I've overwatering. They're also quite prone to root rot. That I almost forgot to tell you that. But I don't have that experience. I'm the kind of person who will forget to water, so that's great for me. But you do need to have like a good routine with them, because you don't also want to underwater them too much, because then the roots will dry up and they won't absorb the water. So yeah, I've had mine for quite a while, so I do kind of understand the watering. It's just mostly the washing. It's just the washing. It's too much, and you can't touch them because they're sticky. Yeah, you've just got to admire them from a distance, and that's it. That's all I'm saying. I hope they're not listening too much. I love you guys. I love my philodendrons. I really do, and I don't see myself removing any of them. If anything, I would like to buy. So, I mean, like I said, I've had a lot of philodendrons. Now, I used to have a philodendron micans, and that one just kind of, it was a pest. Something happened where I was just like, way too many pests on you. I'm not even going to go there. And there's just so many leaves as well that you're dealing with when they get to a large size. But I would like to have another one of those. I would like to get another philodendron micans. Maybe I'll put a picture on the side so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let me know how you've been getting on with your philodendrons. Have you experienced what I'm talking about? Or maybe you've just started your collection. And hopefully, if you have just started, this will give you a chance to really think about whether you're prepared to do all these additional things, like the washing and obviously the pest control. You're going to have to do that anyway. Or are you happy to still have the plant, but it's going to have damage on the leaf, but then you still need to do the pest control? Did I say pest control? By the way, you're going to be doing a lot of pest control. You're going to have to be a very patient parent. They are very rewarding, but at the same time, they're sticky, naughty children also, and they just bring stuff into the house. I'm going to stop going on about my philodendrons. I feel now that I should actually go and give them some care so that they don't just, you know, get me back in some way. I hope the video was helpful. Do give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do, please do. If you got to this bit, if you got to the end, then I'm guessing that you enjoyed it. And you know, we are busy growing right now, and thank you so much, oh my gosh, to all my new subscribers. Yay, it's so nice having more people to chat with. And I hope that you're all chatting amongst yourselves as well. Actually, I do know, I've been looking in the comments, like I love the fact that you guys, you know, can communicate and find new friends online in this way. It's so cool. I'm really loving this whole YouTube thing. I'm meeting people. Okay, I've not actually met you in person, but it's just so nice to have like-minded people, to be surrounded by like-minded people. And yes, I will be back again very soon. Have a fabulous week. All right, bye.